Let's try clean girl makeup. Let me put my hair back first. Let's get right into skin prep. Clean girl is all about a smooth, glowy base, so we need to prep our skin very well. These are the products I'm going to prep my skin with. I'm going to start with toner pads, then I'm going over with a toner, and lastly a serum. So let's start with the toner pad. It's the Torridon Balanceful Toner Pad. And I always recommend to use toner pads before you do any makeup. It's just creating that smooth surface and you can get rid of all dry patches. So the makeup will look flawless on top. Next I go over with the toner. I use the Mary & May Vitamin B5 Plus Beefeater Toner. I actually never do clean girl makeup. It's not very my makeup style. I use a lot of makeup on a daily basis, so the only time I do clean girl makeup, or what would count as clean girl makeup, is when I'm really in a rush or when I go to see the doctor. I always have this type of makeup, which could count as clean girl makeup. Other than that, I never really do it. Now let's go over with the serum. I use this Arencia Holy Hyssop Serum. It's a serum, but it has a thicker consistency. So when I think about clean girl makeup, I think about Hailey Bieber and very glowy makeup. But yeah, I don't really do it because when I do a makeup like this and I look the same afterward, I feel like I didn't do anything. Otherwise, I would feel like I wasted products, but it's just my opinion. If you do your makeup like this, of course, it's totally fine. So far, I achieved the glowy appearance. So let's put on sunscreen and then start with the makeup. I received this goodie from Yesstyle. It's the Mixun Bean Sun Serum, and I thought, why not just test it out? So far it feels very smooth and light on my skin. I really like how it sits on my face. It's so lightweight and almost watery. I mean, it said it's serum-like, but I feel like it's a little bit more suitable for drier skin. Alright, I think my sunscreen must have been absorbed by now, so we can start with the base. And keep in mind, it's very important to let your sunscreen be absorbed first. I'm going to use this cushion foundation. It's the Parnell Thicker Menu Serum Foundation in 23N Nude Sand. Usually for clean girl makeup, I would rather use a tinted moisturizer or a skin tint. It's almost empty as well, but this foundation is so lightweight and it has a medium coverage, but it's buildable. So since I love using that cushion foundation when I want something with a lighter coverage, I think it's very fitting for a clean girl makeup look. Also, it provides such a natural dewy glow, and that's also what we want to achieve with a clean girl look, because it's all about dewiness and all about glow. So far it looks like this. As you can see, it didn't cover everything because I used a lighter layer. So a few spots are still visible, but that is going to be covered with a concealer. So I'm just going to use a concealer to conceal any spots that are coming through. And for that I'm going to use the Revolution IRL Filter Finish in C3. It's a soft matte concealer, and usually I would use more hydrating concealer, but this is so lightweight and honestly it's not very matte in my opinion, so I think this is especially good for a clean girl makeup look. And also it's all about using less, because clean girl makeup is less is more. So I just used the same sponge which I used for the base, and I don't know if you can tell, but for me, like I mentioned before, it's not matte in the slightest way. I also love this concealer because it never looked cakey under my eyes, and also left my under eyes more hydrated and not very dry, even when I applied powder on top. And if it's still not enough coverage on your under eyes, you can just go over again. I think I'm just going to do a little dot for the second layer, because I feel like, especially on the camera, my dark circles come out so much. Next I'm going to do my blush, and I'm going to use quite a lot because these clean girl makeup looks are always more blushy. So I'm going to use, this is a newer product, it's the Judydoll Glow Blush Swirl in 06 Terra Sunshine. And I'm going to apply a bit because I know they are quite pigmented, but they are buildable. So these blushes, they provide such a nice glow. So it's amazing if you really like this dewiness on your cheeks. And that's what's sticking out the most for me when I look at clean girl makeup looks. It is always this dewy and glowy blushy cheek. And it's quite a lot right now, so I need to blend it in really well. This is such a beautiful terracotta shade, and it's so glowy. This will look so beautiful in summer. And of course I will also go over my nose bridge. This is how it turned out. I think it looks so beautiful. Next for brows, we're just going over with the clear brow gel. I used the BH Power Tame Clear Brow Gel. Just going through my brows, brushing them upwards to make them more soft and fluffy. And that's it for the brows. And now we want to accentuate the glow on the cheeks a bit more, so I'm going to go over with a highlighter. Now, I would use a liquid highlighter now, actually, for this look, but liquid highlighters, they never really work for me, so I'm just using a powder highlighter. This is the 2AN Pure Glass Highlighter in 01 Frosty. And this highlighter is amazing because it does not contain any glittery particles, and it creates that beautiful wet look. I also use my finger to put this on my brow bone. And I'm going to use it again later on. But for now, let's do something else. Let's do the eyes. And I would just go over with the brown eyeshadow. But I have this duo eyeshadow in my collection. It's the Catrice Diamond Treasure Cream to Powder eyeshadow. And it contains this beautiful creamy brown eyeshadow shade and this glittery shade. And I'm just going in with my finger. It's also not very pigmented. It's more buildable. So I think it's perfect now. I just go over all my lids. And I love these eyeshadows. I have 3 of them and the quality is so good. And it's also so quick to work with them. And then I go in this glittery shade. I don't really know whether clean girl makeup really contains glittery eyelids, but I think it fits the vibe, and now it's also not very overwhelming. And that's basically it for eyeshadow. Now I know a lot of clean girl makeup looks, they don't really contain a winged liner, but I think a brown winged liner will be fine, right? So I'm going to use the Essence Color It Liquid Eyeliner in 05 Chocolate Brown. It's this brown shade, which in my opinion is perfect for a clean girl makeup look and also for a softer look. But a clean girl makeup look is technically a softer look, so I think it will be fine. And I'm also not doing a very bold wing, just a tiny one like this. I actually recommend this eyeliner if you like a more softer look and a softer wing. This is perfect. And also I think for beginners it's better to use a brown eyeliner rather than a black one, so you can practice a bit more. In my opinion, when I mess up with my eyeliner and it's brown, it doesn't really look that bad compared to when I mess up with a black eyeliner. Okay, next I'm going to do my nose contour, and the clean girls usually always use a cream contour, but since I have combination skin and my nose gets really oily throughout the day, I need to use powder contour, and I use the Glam Hyper Sculpt Highlight and Contour Palette. It's the only product I use recently, and I will just do my nose contour how I usually do. With the cream contour, I know it would not work for me. It wouldn't even look bad like 1 hour later. It would look bad 20 minutes later, and by an hour it would look the worst. This palette also contains matte white eyeshadow, which I'm going to apply on my nose tip and nose bridge, but I will go over with the highlighter again soon. It just creates that nice base for the highlight. So next I'm going to use brown eyeliner. It's the Essence Satin Blend Gel Eyeliner, and why is it broken? And I'm not going to create a wing. I just want to line my upper lash line to have my lashes more fuller. And it just adds a tiny detail. Sometimes you cannot even tell the difference if you don't look really closely. Okay, next mascara, and I'm going to use the Catkin mascara, and I would just go over my lashes and just have a light layer because we want our lashes to be more fluffy and not very coated with mascara, like this. Usually I do my lower lashes as well, but I'm going to leave it out for today. And I think Freckles will also fit this look, so I'm going to use the Essence Baby Got Freckles freckle pen and just draw on some freckles. You can make them so natural with this product. Just dot on your face randomly and then go over with your finger and it will soften them out immediately. Next will be my lips, and I'm going to take off my lip balm first, and I'm going to use the Catrice Plumping Lip Liner in 50 License to Kiss. It's a very beautiful pinky shade, which I'm going to use all over my lips. And I'm also going to overline because I'm always overlining. It looks better on me since I have a double lip line. And then I will go over with the lip gloss, of course. I'm going to use the Focallure Star Studded Lip Gloss. It's almost empty, but it has this red color. It looks very pigmented here, but it's not very pigmented. It has this applicator where the product comes out when you twist it. And I love to use it. That's why it's almost empty. And I'm going to put this in my inner corners to create that highlight here, like this. And now I'm going to grab the highlighter again, and I'm going to apply it in my inner corners to have them really bright. And also now on the tip of my nose, and also on my nose bridge, maybe again on my brow bone. So we're almost done. I know cleaner makeup is not about using powder, but it won't last, so it will look very greasy and just not good after an hour. So I'm still going to use a powder, but I'm going to use a more glowy powder. It's the Glam Bake Glow Setting Powder, and this is glowy a bit, not much, so it won't take away the dewiness a lot, but I don't really want my face to be glowy all over because it just looks greasy. So I'm just using a brush and I'm going to dust it off on my hand a bit. Then I'm going, of course, under my eyes because I want to set my concealer and everything. And then just on my T-zone, kind of take away the shine a little bit, just enough to set the makeup. Lastly, to set everything, we're going to use a setting spray. This is the Essence Jelly Grip Refreshing Aloe Spray Prep and Set. It's a skin prep and also setting spray. It has this jelly texture, and this will provide your skin with the glow again and also set your makeup a bit. And let it dry. And that's basically it. And for a clean girl makeup look, I think sleek hair is always suitable, but I don't really like it because it doesn't look good on me. I look like an X, so I'm just going to use a hair clip and do my hair like in a half bun. I hope it will look good. Let me do it off camera. So I did my hair like this, and I did it off camera because I cannot physically do it. I have to do it in front of a big mirror. So yeah, that's basically it. This was the 10-minute clean girl makeup routine. I hope you liked it, and I hope you could follow every step. Try to make it as easy as possible. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. That way you can support me, and also leave a comment so I know you watched the video. So please do, and I hope I'm going to see you in the next video.